It's my great pleasure to introduce the evening's first reader. Julianne Bond is a poet whose work has been published in the Writer's Studio at 30 and Sport Literate End of Times 2017. Julianne is a member of the Writer's Studio Masterclass. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea, and thank you for doing such a terrific job setting up this year's reading series. My thanks to the Writer's Studio and to Philip Schultz for giving me the opportunity to read alongside such wonderful writers, Michelle, Isabel, Lisa, and Therese. And my thanks to you as well for coming. So I'm going to read a few poems that I've written as a part of a series. They're kind of intended to be little mini instructional manuals for life's challenges, kind of the how-tos and whys. And the idea kind of came to me when I was attempting to put together something I bought. I was struggling with it, and then I thought, oh, wow, I could just use the manual. And so then I did. I thought, wow, this is so much easier. Wouldn't it be helpful to have, manuals that would help us solve our difficult life situations and kind of help us handle life's ups and downs? So the first piece that I'm going to read is how to make carrot salad for a friend's party after a fight with your boyfriend. Serves 22. Storm into the kitchen mid-sentence. Leave behind a trail of empty threats aimed at your boyfriend. Take out carrots from the refrigerator. Resist the urge to slam the door. His voice still buzzing in the other room, a fly you want to swat. Continue the argument under your breath. At the sink, turn on the water. Scrape the carrots. Scrub away his cutting remarks. Dry your hands. Throw the carrots in the garbage. Pull a knife from the drawer. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. The second one I'm going to read is how to weed a marriage bed. Because you've looked around this garden, once loved, now overgrown from neglect, you sharpen your knife on the gray stone wall, then test the blade with your finger. Do not flinch as you do this. Kneel down before the oleander. Pocket some of its white flowers for later. Do this while your shadow pools beneath you and your shoulders redden in the noonday sun. You stab the hard bed to break up the dirt. A passing let me just take that again. You stab the hard bed to break up the dirt. A passing earthworm just escapes your knife, as the song your blade makes when it hits the rocks echoes in the empty yard. A dandelion turns to face the sky as you cut its roots and toss its soft green parts, oozing milky white, into the rusted pail. Hum as you do this. Let's see. The next piece I'm going to read is more to do with the whys. Why do something? Why not do something? This is why stay with him. Get up from the floor after the front door slams. Take your time. All you have is time in this endless night. And night is always the time. Go to the door. Turn the locks. Bend and pick up the fallen lamp. Blood rushes to your head, and you hug the wall until the floor stops moving. Go to the bedroom. Sit on the bed in the dark. In the dark, run your tongue along your lip, along the split. Your lip tastes of pennies and red wine. Spilled wine at your feet and shards of mirror. And in the shards, thousands of eyes, some swollen, almost closed, calculate all the reasons you should stay. The last one I'm going to read was actually published last year in the Writer's Studio at 30 anthology. It's called Why I Fly Fish. Because my husband left and the bed is cold. Because I call him and hang up after too much red wine. Because my hands shake and I've stopped painting. Because at this point, outsmarting an old trout with some string and yarn seems like a big accomplishment. Because no one talks for hours, which is a relief, because all words have left me, although sometimes it's lonely without voices. Because of frayed mesh vests with lamb's wool pocket squares on which nesting bead-eyed mayflies plot new ways of luring fish. Because I long for a river cold and clean, my felted boots slipping and sliding on current-worn stones. Because the rushing water cold against my legs feels like flying. Because in waders, I won't feel the fish bite me. Because I'm afraid of trout, of their eyes, black and glassy, looking straight into my soul and stealing it. Because, despite this, I love how their silver tails roll and catch the light, like the tinkling antique bracelets I bought from a one-eyed, honest man in the Kasbah. Because wandering along the tree-shadowed banks and discovering sun-bleached bones pocked with tiny ant holes filled with sand is the highlight of my day. Because I belong to no one. Thank you.